right.
We had a lot of fun stuff to talk about.
Yo. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast, another special episode of the regular podcast. My name is Omar. Next to me are my beautiful co-hosts, Max and Earl. Jay will be here very soon, as per usual. But we got a lot to talk about today. The Knicks have went up 3-1 against the Boston Celtics. This is pretty big. We're all smiles over here. Earl doesn't like Boston. Y'all don't like Boston. And the Knicks, we're just happy to beat them at this point. We're happy to be here at this point. We move on to the Indiana Pacers, who are also up 3-1 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Y'all, it's looking like we might see a rematch between those two in the Eastern semis. That went to Game 7.
Pacers.
It's going to be really interesting to see this come around. It is noteworthy that the Knicks were injured during that playoff run. I can't overlook that fact.
It's a bad time to bring that up, Omar.
I can't overlook that fact. I will say I cannot overlook that fact. But what I will tell you now is that the Pacers are a very resilient team. They're the fastest paced team. I came on here last week, said they are the most fast paced team in the league, and they are dangerous for any team to face. As we're looking at with Cleveland now, they're looking like they're too slow to catch up to them. So that's what I've been talking about. Anyways, I'm going to leave the floor to y'all. Give me all opinions on what's going on right now. Let me know.
First of all, I'll say prayers to Jason Tatum. I know his official injury has not been announced yet. It's speculation that it's like a torn Achilles I'm seeing online. So hopefully that's not the case. And it's not that serious, but the way he fell, it definitely was concerning. So I hope he's okay. Like I say this almost every single week we watch basketball. I love the competition of the game. Like I hate injuries. I hate it when Stephen Curry got hurt. I feel like that could have been a competitive series. Just regardless. Yeah, still might be. You're right. But yeah, I just pray for Jason Tatum and his family. But I will say, even before Tatum went down, the Knicks were making their run. They were playing amazing basketball, and they were locked in to get that win. So shout out to the Knicks. They've been playing great basketball. I feel like this is I don't want to say the first time, but this is a time where I actually seen Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson actually have really decent games together. And I think that's something that consistently has been a struggle for the Knicks. And I feel like if Karl averaged around that 20-plus points per game in this series and just series in general in the playoffs, it makes you guys more of a threat offensively. And so seeing Karl do his thing, seeing Jalen Brunson go out there, close games, and OG as well. I think he had 4+ threes on the night, which was impressive as well. Like everybody locking in on that end, and of course we know the Knicks have a great defensive core as well. Seeing both ends work together, it was nice, man. Like I can't lie, it was a good game to watch. The series has been fun regardless. I mean, yeah, we've had our occasional maybe blowout, but you come back and you fight hard. You get a game like this, so I can't complain. I know some people were complaining about the playoffs in general. It's not an entertaining second round. I beg to differ. I think this is one of the best playoffs we've had in quite a long time. I don't want to say a particular number of years, but for me, outside looking in, it's been fun. Like, yeah, is there a blowout or two here and there? Yes, but the games in between that are so exciting, I could care less about the blowout. So I'm with it. Great games. Pacers, I'll just talk about Pacers briefly. It's been fun to watch, man. Like, I know first excuse was like, oh, the Cleveland, they're all hurt. What's the excuse now? Pacers, front load or whatever. Well, Cleveland's team comes back. They're all together out there. Guess what? The Pacers do not care. Up by 40 at halftime. Absolutely dominating. Got to the point where I seen, what's his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Super Vet on the Pacers. Super Vet. I seen James. I knew it was crazy.
Mr. Black
Belt. But I seen James Johnson dribbling the ball up court. I was like, yeah, you guys are done. Series is over for you, Cleveland. Like when I seen him dribbling up the court with like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, I was like, yeah, Pacers might have this on lock. So that's my thoughts so far. I love the playoffs. It's been fun to watch. Even though the Lakers are out, I'm enjoying basketball. Every single game, I've been having pretty much a good time every series.
Did Did James Johnson and Tristan Thompson ever actually share the court together in that game? I didn't watch the very.
I think they probably did towards that end stretch. I think they might have.
That's that man. I should not.
Uncle Unk, man. We're still collecting checks.
That would have been Unk basketball 10 years ago.
Facts. But that's crazy. Oh, it's Graham's basketball now.
So you go 15 years ago, that would have been Unk basketball. Obviously, I'm very excited as a Knicks fan about the Knicks going up 3-1.
Yeah.
The Knicks played probably their best game maybe of the playoffs yesterday. Certainly the second half defense against the Celtics was the best, I think, that we've seen in the whole series. They were up by 9 with 2.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, they were.
Jason Tatum has his injury, goes down, leaves the game. Hoping that it's nothing serious. It certainly looked bad. The weird thing is, like, it doesn't, with interior kind of non-contact injuries like that, you don't really see anything like the replay doesn't show anything. Like when a guy turns his ankle, you see the ankle turn, or like when he breaks his arm, you see the arm, bend backwards. But from the outside, like it just looks like a normal step. Like he just plants his foot behind him and he's about to launch forward off it. But clearly something went wrong there. So even as a Knicks fan, I'm hoping that Tatum is not going to be out for the rest of this series. I'm hoping it's nothing serious. We've seen throughout these playoffs, guys go down and, the thoughts instantly go to, Achilles, ACL. I mean, Anthony Edwards had like 2 season-ending injuries at this point in the playoffs, and he came back.
That is true.
Both those games. So it's not impossible. I'm hoping that's the same case for Tatum. That I'm sure he won't be 100% if he does play in Game 5, but he can be close to that because he was having a phenomenal game up until that point. Hitting threes, playing iso ball. I mean, he had 42 points, like 8 rebounds. He's a crazy stat line. Like having the game that people expect Jason Tatum to have. Like even as someone who hates on Jason Tatum, when he's playing at that level, he is the top 5 or 6 player in basketball. Like that's the standard that people hold Jason Tatum to, and he was absolutely living up to that yesterday. Carrying a Celtics team that did not have Jaylen Brown playing well, did not have Porzingis able to play consistent minutes. Derek White was phenomenal in the first half, but I think the Knicks did a good job limiting his catch and shoot opportunities in the second. And the Celtics were still there, even with how well the Knicks were playing and how they got offensive contributions from OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Karl-Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson being phenomenal per usual. It was still a close game down the stretch. I do think the Knicks did have control of that game when Tatum went down. So I don't want that to be lost. I think this is the first game where we really took it to Boston and we had their number. I mean, we did go down by 14 early in the game, but the Knicks really did show a lot of grit. They've showed grit this whole series, but they showed a lot of grit yesterday to be able to go up 3-1, I'll say, on merit and put themselves in a good spot. But I'll say certainly regardless of whether Tatum plays or not, you have to assume that he's going to be healthy. If you're the Knicks, you can't go into this game expecting an easy one with Tatum being out. And even if he is out, the Knicks absolutely need to close the series in 5. They need to take this.
Don't even give them one.
And take care of business in Boston Garden, win the series, move on, because even without without Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown can go for 40 in any given game. I understand he's dealing with an injury. He could go for 40 in any given game.
Yeah.
He ruptured his right Achilles tendon. Is that true?
Wait, is that
Wait, he had surgery today?
What the hell?
That literally just come out as we're recording. Wow. Jason
Did
Tatum
that really come out?
Underwent successful surgery to repair a ruptured right Achilles tendon.
Jason Tatum has suffered a torn Achilles.
Wow.
A minute ago.
Wow. That is an awful.
Wow. This is really
I'm sorry.
bad.
I mean, I'm sure the
so they kept this under wraps this whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
guys, I'm here, but let me record some TikTok real fast. I'm here though.
Curse of the commentator. We were just talking about hoping it was not a torn Achilles, but I guess it was if the official Celtics account is tweeting that.
Yeah, I mean, I got it from Legion of Hoops as well. I mean, they're pretty on point with almost everything that they release at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that's the official Celtics account.
Unfortunately, this is so unfortunate for Jason Tatum.
We were recording this on Tuesday afternoon at literally 4:40.
Yep. And
4:45, it looks like, or at 4:44, the Celtics tweeted that Tatum tore his Achilles, but that he had successful surgery today. So that is,
man, at least he had successful surgery and he's at least on the way to recovery as soon as possible. That is so unfortunate because it was a non-contact injury. OG made a clean steal. He pushed the ball ahead. He didn't even touch Tatum. Man, it's one of those injuries, man. It's
a non-contact.
It's the way he turned. It's the way he fell. It's like when you don't learn how to fall when you're in the NBA, these types of injuries happen. And when you put your ankle in the way that he had that in and then flip over your body.
Well, he had nothing to do with that.
No, he fell over. He fell over.
No, he fell over because he ruptured the Achilles, Omar. The Achilles rupture was on his right foot. He planted his right foot behind him, and that's when
okay. Yes.
He fell because it wasn't on his left foot that he reached in with. It was on his plant foot behind him. He plants his foot back, and as soon as he
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It was still. It's one of those movements. I don't know. Maybe it was like.
It was a totally natural movement. It's just sometimes you see this. Like I don't know why my mind goes to this, but like 7 years ago, Teddy Bridgewater in the NFL when he was the starting QB for the Vikings. He was just practicing his throws in like offensive training camps, so like preseason, like just training, just standing there, just throwing passes. Like you and me do this every single day. He's a pro NFL quarterback. He's done it a million times, and he just went and he planted for a pass, and I think he tore his Achilles. I think it was that or an ACL. It was a total non-contact, like literally just doing a drill, and he just went down. Sometimes 1 in a million freak injuries just happen, and so that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate.
Able to make a full recovery.
I really do.
Be ready for next season. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're talking about Damian Lillard. He tore his Achilles too, and they're talking about him missing a lot of the season. So I'd have to assume Tatum's timetable will be similar to Dame's because it's happening relatively the same time.
Yeah, I think we're looking at January.
I mean, they say like 8 months or something like this, right? I mean, Tatum is younger than Dame, so he might have that going for him. But he also is injuring it 2 or 3 weeks later, so I'd have to assume it'll be around then. Awful break for the Celtics. Awful break. And
Jason Tatum, if they want to even talk about a win tonight, Jaylen Brown or soon, Jaylen Brown has to really lock into these playoffs. He's been playing really good basketball. He gets the mismatches that he wants more or less on Brunson. Brunson literally puts his hand in his face and he'll still make the shot. He's very good at the game of basketball, man. I love Jaylen Brown as a player and as a human. So it's good to see him doing good, but unfortunately, man, do we think he can even take game 5 by himself?
I will be so honest with you, Omar. I know how big of a role Jason Tatum plays for that team. He is the engine. He's the nucleus for the Celtics.
But Jaylen Brown
not as good a team without him 100%. They will feel his loss. But the Celtics are still good enough to win these next 3 games. Mm-hmm. And I think the Knicks have to look at it that way. Because Jaylen Brown, he has been very inconsistent this series. He's had very good halves. He's had very poor halves. He was very silent game 4. I do not expect that to be the case, at the least in game 5. I think he can put up 40 in any given game. Derek White can give you 30 any given game. Peyton Pritchard can give them 30 any given game. He almost had 30 in game 4. If he had played more, he would have had 30 points. So this Celtics team is talented. We're starting to see just these we were already starting to see like injuries / like illness pop up with Porzingis being kind of neutralized for a lot of the series with his illness. Sam Hauser's been out since game 1, which I don't think people have really been talking about, but he is still a part of that rotation. He comes in and provides them valuable 3-point shooting. Certainly in those 2 games where they shot 25 for 100 and 3-pointers, I think Sam Hauser out there and probably makes a couple of those open threes that the other guys are missing. And especially now that Tatum is gone, they really don't have anyone at that backup like wing position. They really only have like Luke Cornett and Pritchard off the bench. So I don't know who they're going to turn to. We might get Torrey Craig minutes in game 5. That's what they might have to do.
So I can see it where you can say that. And I'd also see the benefit in having Jason Tatum on that team as well, right? There's obviously a benefit in having Jason Tatum on any team. That's not what I'm saying. But he was really effective in the rebounds in this series.
Tatum,
that's going to leave a lot more for Mitch. And that double big lineup was real successful last night until they kept making threes and shooting on the outside, and Mitch really can't guard there, so they have to switch him out with OG. That's eventually what does end up happening. Yeah. But they have to find a way to be able to stick with that. I believe I'm in utmost confidence and full belief that they should match Kristaps Porzingis minutes with Mitchell Robinson's, because that is the only way that the Knicks can actually guard. And obviously I meant it the other way around, like match Mitch's minutes with Kristaps, but that's the only way that we can possibly win next game. We need to be able to lock in on Kristaps. Kristaps was having a bad game, and then for the past couple of 4 games, he's been having a bad chest, something with breathing, which is actually really concerning, by the way. Prayers out to him as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a viral illness that's been going on for at least 2 months because he missed those games back in March. It's now mid-May, and he's still
feeling that pain in his chest. That's not good, y'all. That's like something with the lungs.
Yeah, lungs. I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate. I'm not a doctor, but like, I hope
he's having trouble breathing. He's saying he's short breath. He's saying like he doesn't have the energy. He's saying like he's just not feeling good. And Joe Mazzulla is not going to force that, so he's just sitting there like, well, what can I do? I'm going to play you off the bench if you feel like it. But
the Porzingis thing is definitely very interesting because, like you said, it's something he's been dealing with for quite a while. Like I don't know if it's something that can be. Obviously, it's not something that goes away overnight. It's something he's still continuing to bother him. So I'm curious to see like if it's like a common type of viral illness or something they were describing because they're being very like I don't want to use the word secretive, but they're kind of keeping like cryptic about like what it is. Like I guess they don't want obviously the panic of COVID and stuff like that to get out amongst NBA. I guess why they use broad terms like that. But yeah, it's still a little bit concerning. Like if it's something that's been keeping him out this long, I do wonder if it's even healthy for him, like his body to be playing right now. Personally, I don't know.
That's a good question. I mean, we know he's a tough guy. He played through. I forget what injury he had in the finals.
I'm sorry, Angel.
What was it?
No, I was saying I was sorry, Angel, about Tatum in the chat.
Oh yeah, I know Porzingis played through some injury last year in the finals, and I forget exactly what it was, but I know he had an operation, and as soon as the finals were over, he went and had like surgery or an operation on it to come back, and that's why he missed part of this season. So we know he's a tough guy. He's going to go out there and play. If he's physically able to, he will be on that court. But obviously, he's not been himself this series. So it is unfortunate to see the defending champions hobbled with injuries and now really struck with a catastrophic Jason Tatum season-ending injury.
Yeah,
not what you want to see, but that is why that's part of sports, and that's why you go out there and play. Sometimes these injuries do happen to the favorites, things out of the player's control. It's just about putting yourself in a position, if you're the Knicks, to close this series out and do not let this go to game 6, I think. And if it does go to 6, do not let it go to 7. And I have the same approach even for the Indiana Pacers. Like they played a great game 4. You want to talk about how well the Knicks played. The Pacers arguably played even better. I mean, they absolutely decimated Cleveland from start to finish. They are in the driver's seat of this series. But this Cleveland team, I think people are too quick to call them frauds. I think people are calling the series over way too quickly. I could easily see the series going 7. I mean, people were calling the Golden State-Houston series over, and then Houston came out and won 2 games. And Houston's an even more inexperienced team than Cleveland. Cleveland's been in the playoffs before. Donovan Mitchell has a lot of playoff experience. He's never got to the conference finals. This is not a team that's been to the conference finals before, but they have playoff experience. I think if you're Indiana, you still have to look at Game 5, even though it's on the road, as a must-win. Go into it. Take care of business. They're clearly capable of beating this Cavs team. They've beaten them 3 times straight up. Last game was their best performance against them. They won that wire to wire. You got to take care of business, though. You give Cleveland any sniff, and if they're remotely healthy, if Garland is able to play like he can, Evan Mobley, if they're able to play like that, Cleveland can win 3 games in a row. I think coming into this series, I think everyone would have said that the Cavs could beat the Pacers 3 times in a row in the series. So even though they're down 3-1, you still got to look at it in a vacuum. You got to say, can the Cavs win 3 straight games? I think the answer to that is yes, 100%.
Yeah.
I want to do something interesting with you guys. So let's predict the rest of the playoffs. Who's going to be in the finals this year? Who's going to be in the Eastern and the Western Conference finals this year? What's going to happen? So why don't we discuss? Yeah. So in the East, it's kind of looking, how do we feel about the current series? Do we feel like Cleveland has enough to come back up from 3-1?
I think they certainly have enough, but Indy is a really tough team too. I think Cleveland will win Game 5, but I think Indiana's good enough to close the series at 6. So I will go Pacers at 6. I think the Cavs are not going to go down without a fight, but Indy's also more underrated than people. Even though I just went out and said they got to be careful, they are still probably the most underrated team in all of basketball. They're about to make the conference finals for 2 years in a row. That's really darn good. So I'll back them in a game 6.
Yeah. Earl, what you think, brother?
Personally, if I have to choose what my picks are for the rest of the playoffs, you said?
Yes, sir. Start off. Well, let's start slow. What do we think? Do we think Cleveland's good enough? Do we think Cleveland's going to be healthy enough to close this series out? Cleveland.
No. Pacers are going to win the next game and the series is over. I just don't see it. Like, I think Donovan Mitchell, the way he plays, he has to be fully healthy. His game focuses on driving to the basket. Even though he can shoot that 3-ball, it hasn't been the most consistent this series, and he's really been eating off of the free throw line, I'll say, like, for the majority of his buckets are just collapsing the paint. So if that part of his game is just gone in any type of way, I think it's going to be really hard for them to kind of focus that pressure on the Pacers defense. And I just think this Pacers team is hungry. Like, if they have the opportunity to close out a game, I mean, I just seen them win by 40+. I know recency bias, of course. They had games but they lost the series. I get it. But it seems like they're really locked in to get this done. Like, get it done, sit down, ready for the next round, and lock it and see what happens. So, for me, I have the Pacers closing out the series. I think Cleveland, they had a good season. Once again, they kind of came up short. Not sure what type of decisions they have to make in this offseason, but things definitely are interesting. And I think this kind of attests to the fact that I don't want to say they took this casually to start the series, but it was a lot of like injuries to this team where it's like, okay, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, and Hunter not playing that game, I think it hurt them. Like, even if one of them played, I'm an advocate, obviously not if you're hurt, don't play. But just having all those guys out, having Donovan Mitchell use all of his energy just to lose at that last second, I think it hurt them. Not only confidence-wise, but just energy. Like, the production Donovan Mitchell has had to produce this whole series is crazy. Like, this is one of the better playoff series I've seen an individual have. And it's not really going to be talked about a lot because they're probably going to be eliminated. Like, Donovan Mitchell has been playing consistently good basketball. So, sorry for a long-winded answer, but I got Pacers closing it out.
We like the long-winded answers. We're a podcast, bro. The longer the better. The longer the better.
I was locked in. Yeah,
Pacers. You keep going. If you feel like you need to keep going, you keep going. That's what we're here for. But I 100% agree with you guys. The Cleveland Cavaliers, no matter how good they were during the regular season, unfortunately, it prevailed with some Indiana pacing, right? You like what I did there? But anyway, but all seriousness there. The Cleveland Cavaliers have definitely shocked a lot of people in terms of like how they were going to be coming into this season. Nobody really saw them outside of the first round because that's what they have been for the past 2 years. So honestly, that's what we really looked at them at. And then the reemergence between Evan Mobley, we have better defense coming from Jarrett Allen. Donovan Mitchell's just doing the things that he's been doing. Darius Garland has his approach differently, and now he's passing the ball a lot more, sharing the ball, and being a really true point guard.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really good. It did for the regular season, and it caught everybody off guard. But now, unfortunately, these teams know how to guard that. And those teams know that it's really Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen boxing out for Donovan Mitchell to either go in to drive to the post or take a midi. So it's really broken up Donovan Mitchell's game into that. And teams are really expecting it now. So at this point and at this stage of the NBA playoffs, I do have to take Indiana here. I do want to see a reemergence as I saw last year. And by the way, I don't know if y'all saw this, but did y'all see that? Like, it was shortly after the NBA playoffs. Both teams have been eliminated at this point, and it was the WWE, and it was Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson in there. That picture has been resurfacing over the past like 24 to 48 hours because they're like, oh my God, it's a rematch. Like it's going insane. Twitter's going insane. And it's been great. When New York is playing good basketball, the world is a better place. I saw yesterday the crowd outside MSG after the win, man. It was a tsunami of people, yo. Just surround, like, in the street, going crazy. I'm scared.
Were you there?
No, because I would go if we were in the finals. That's what I would do, because New York would be on
hard
fire.
for him to see over the crowd,
Hey, man. Actually, I don't know. I might be a little scared. On some real shit, you could get trampled out there because people don't care. Real shit, you could get trampled out there.
Crazier things have happened in crowds. Be careful when y'all are in crowds.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, everybody be careful when y'all are in crowds.
How do we feel about the West right now? I know Golden State and Minnesota also played their game last night. Minnesota is now up 3-1. It felt very similar to me, at least, to game 2, where it's like Golden State, or game 3, sorry, where Golden State is kind of there. What's up, Jay?
Yo, what up, Jay?
Is there
brother.
Or thereabouts the whole way, or like for most of the way, and then the Timberwolves kind of broke it open in the fourth quarter in game 3 this time. In game 4, they broke it open in the third. But it's like Golden State's close, and if they had Curry, it feels like they could be right there, but they can't be a consistent. They can't put together enough consistent offense for 48 minutes to get them to the end of these games. And Anthony Edwards is too darn good to lose to this Warriors team without Steph Curry. So, like, if you're Golden State, do you rush Curry back for game 5? Do you just say, are you throwing him out there to the Wolves? Literally?
No, I would just chalk it, bro. At this point, the amount of energy he has to play with to come back in this, like, 7 games, like, it will have to go all the way down to 7 games from the comeback and win this. And for me, with Curry, obviously this is the first time he said he had any type of strain in his muscles in his career. So that's not something you want to play around with, especially at his age. He's a little bit older of an NBA player compared to some, especially at the point guard position. Your body wears a little bit more. So I just don't think it's worth it, man. Like, you're going to have to do that. And then on top of that, you're going to have to play another round. And then on top of that, you're going to have to play another round if you advance. I think the best thing for Curry right now, if he wants to continue playing basketball for more years to come, take it easy. Like, I just don't see the point of him rushing back to this personally.
Yeah.
What you think of?
It's I kind of agree here. I mean, injuries suck on all levels, and unfortunately, that the Warriors. I think I said this. I think earlier. I really thought like the Warriors couldn't hold themselves to like keep themselves up without Steph Curry, and usually I'm wrong about these things because Jimmy Butler was doing pretty good and he was balling. Like, I'm usually wrong about these things. Let's be real. But you hate to be right sometimes because it means that somebody's not doing like good. Because at this point, NBA basketball is all about the competition, and I love the competition. And I think everything about the competition is so good that we don't need injuries. I think we could have beat the Celtics by ourselves. I don't think we needed Jason Tatum. We were, like Max said, we were up 9 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go after losing by 13.
Yeah.
So
it's unfortunate that Curry is not here. From what I've seen, if he's not playing game 5, if you got playoff Jimmy, you always got a chance. But I'm giving the Warriors slim to no chance. The Wolves team, now that they have this playoff experience under their belt, Anthony Edwards is playing like a legitimate superstar. He's been one of the best players in this entire playoff run. He's had so many great games. He was hitting three-pointer after three-pointer in game 4, clutch shot, timely shots. And the Timberwolves team just overall well-constructed, well-coached. If Steph is there, it's a different game. I have to assume Timberwolves are going to close this out at home, especially in game 5. If they went into Golden State and won those 2 games, and again, there were stretches there where Golden State was able to stay afloat, but I just have not seen enough from the Warriors that tells me they can play offense for 48 minutes consistently to be able to match the points that the Timberwolves put up. Because the Timberwolves are going to get their buckets. Ant's going to get his buckets. Julius Randle's going to get his buckets. Naz Reid's going to get his buckets. I think the Timberwolves have this series right now. But you never know. I certainly, again, if you're Minnesota, You don't want to take it easy in Game 5 and then wind up having to face Steph Curry at home in Game 6. Then all of a sudden you're at a Game 7.
I just want to say my dream situation is to see Minnesota in the finals. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I
right now, they're 5 games away from it.
The things that Ant would do to Brunson will be criminal.
Who said it would be on Brunson?
It doesn't matter. OG, Mikal, Carney Town.
I really thought you were going to
him.
I would
switch Carl to him.
Oh, I would love to see that, actually.
If you switch Carl to him,
it would cook him.
Actually, I guarantee you. Look, I guarantee you that Cat will hit the floor. I guarantee you he gets crossed up.
Yeah.
If it's one play throughout that whole series, I guarantee you. And I guarantee Julius Randle. Okay, first of all, too. Wrong about Julius Randle. Julius Randle has been incredible for this team.
Can we just Max? Earl, I know you're on a tangent.
Bro, we don't have to keep doing that, bro. Max already apologized. He doesn't have to do it every episode. He did.
When did he apologize?
Last episode he did.
He didn't apologize. That wasn't an apology. That was
he did.
That was just like he was doing good.
But if you can, okay, this is the thing. 2 things can be right at the same time. Was he a good fit for the Knicks? Yeah. Did he have selfish moments on the Knicks? Yes. Has he learned a little bit and become more mature in his game of basketball and the way he approaches the game for this Minnesota team? Yes. And I think it's fair to say, like, now. That's why I said sorry last week, too, because I was like, I don't know if he's going to do that 2 rounds in a row. And I was wrong. Julius Randle is playing great basketball, and he's a huge reason why they're winning these games. Like, I watched Julius Randle start that game. He started going on like a 9. He scored 9 points in a row. I was like, okay, Julius, he's doing his thing.
Like midway through the second quarter.
Yes, and he was hitting threes. He had like 2 threes. I was like, okay, Julius.
All I'm saying is half of the movements that Julius Randle will do in the playoffs, if they were to see the Knicks, would not happen. That turnaround jumper would get stolen so quickly 3 out of 5 times. I'm sorry, it will. It will.
Okay.
It will pay for it. OG will be on that shit on rock. But we're saying that, Jay.
Okay.
What's up, brother? Where you been at, my man? We miss you, brother.
Bro, so I'm banning naps. I'm banned from taking naps. I wake up at 5 a.m. I wake up at 5 a.m. So like if I get comfortable, I'm falling asleep and it's over for me, bro. So I gotta find a way to stay my ass up. Sorry again.
Energy drinks
to the game.
So what I'm hearing is we should just record at 5 a.m.
Jesus, no. Please no. But
I barely go to sleep by 5 a.m.
What's up?
So we covered Knicks going 3-1. We covered Indiana going 3-1. We covered almost every single one of the playoff series so far. Now we're going to see who can make the finals this year and what team's going to make it this year.
Everyone said Knicks Timberwolves, right?
I said Knicks Timberwolves.
Omar said Knicks Timberwolves.
So we have who's on OKC? Who's on OKC? Because definitely
gonna be it's 2-2 right there. I mean, we haven't really touched on that series, but OKC,
UFC.
I still like OKC in this series. I know Denver. I think it'll go 7. I'll say that. I think it'll go 7. I think they're pretty evenly matched. OKC's just got they have too much talent to lose.
It's just
Denver's really darn good, but like OKC has too much talent to lose. Jokic has not been playing his best basketball by any stretch of the imagination. Neither has Shea, to be fair. Neither of them have really had banger series. But if you're taking away, if Jokic and Shea are both not playing up to their level, OKC can win without Shea being Shea. Denver can really not win without Jokic being Jokic. I mean, I have to
disagree. I think Shea is really the engine of that team, and I think most points would not go in if it weren't for Shea. So
that's not true.
I mean, don't get me wrong, they're ballers. They're ballers, and they have a really good like core where they can like absolutely just grab the rebound, pass it right back out to Shea, and then he can shoot the ball. Right? Like that's what Chet and Hartenstein do all the time. What are we talking about?
Someone doesn't watch. Okay, wait. So you're saying, okay, Max? What was the thing that you said? You said Jokic or something. Say that again.
If OKC can win games without Shea being Shea, I don't think Denver can win without Jokic being Jokic.
I think both of those things are true. I think
Max is right, bro. I've seen. Okay, Look, I'll say this. OKC, we can't act like the same team we talk about when Shea has all-time stinkers and they win by 20 points. We've seen that in the playoffs multiple times. We've seen Shea go out there, miss 5-6 threes, miss all his mid-range, doesn't get his whistle, and guess what? OKC still wins the game because they have a great team built around them. They have a great starting lineup. They have a great bench. Now the Nuggets, on the other hand, true, still, yeah. But on the other hand, I feel like the Nuggets, I don't know. I feel like a lot of their offense is live and die by Jokic. I think when you look at this series in particular, like when Jokic has a bad game, they tend to lose, except for the one, I think, the other night where he shot like 0 for 11 from 3 or something like that. But, of course, you have Jamal. Well, where there's a Jamal Murray, there's a potential game-winning opportunity, which they got locked in. But comparing, like, him to Shea, I just think Jokic is way more
important to that squad.
Yeah, I think he just has more control of the outcome of a win.
The Nuggets,
100%. Yeah,
I look at Michael Porter Jr. Like me and Jay talked about this last night on his podcast. Like Michael Porter Jr. is really in no condition to be playing basketball right now. Like he can't even lift his arms over his shoulder. Like he has a shoulder injury, and I'm out there watching Michael Porter Jr. try to attempt threes, and he's breaking every single shot. And at that point, it's like if he can't really shoot it consistently right now, if he can't really finish consistently, his defense isn't like that spectacular. Not to pick him apart as a player, but like, why is he playing? Like, why are we forcing the issue of him playing right now? I just don't.
Who else do they have?
I'm just saying, like,
you take
at what point
Jr. over Zeke Naji.
But is that good for Michael Porter Jr. though? Like,
probably not.
There is no.
He has had moments this series. He has had moments.
I mean, yeah.
There's no stopping him from playing though. He literally said they can't not let me play. Like he's going to play. That's how bad Denver's bench is. Like he's to the point where he's gonna play with a half functionable shoulder. He can't even lift his shoulders up to put on his jersey at this point.
Crazy.
I mean, he played very well in Game 3.
I was gonna make that point, Max. He was
the medicine wore off.
He was hitting everything in that game. So like to say, I can't say he's unplayable because they do have Peyton Watson, they do have Zeke Naji. I will play my MPJ on a half a shoulder over every single one of those guys. I just would.
True. It just looks crazy seeing him walk around with like a whole wrap on his arm in game. Yeah, I didn't even know you could do that.
And my sisters are asking me, is that guy okay? Should he be playing? Probably should not be playing. Like they're watching.
Like, bro, he's wrapped up 17 layers on his shoulder, shooting shot. I'm just like, bro, what is up with your arm? Like I'm looking at the game, I'm like, can you even check in like looking like that?
That's OG.
Like a mummy trying to unwrap all the layers.
Like
that's OG and Mikal. That's OG and Mikal most games. They're just icing everything and taking ice baths.
The Nuggets don't win Game 3 without.
Yes, they are. I mean, look, they're playing 40 minutes a night. They are.
The Nuggets do not win Game 3 without Michael Porter Jr. I don't even know if they win Game 1. If that's Peyton Watson, definitely Zeke Naji.
Maybe so, yeah.
If Zeke Naji's out there, just call the series.
That's crazy.
Just white flag it.
That's a fair take. That's a fair take. That's a fair take. But
I'll take OKC in 7 for this series right now. It's tough, but like,
yeah,
OKC is still good.
OKC, UFC, KFC.
Knicks in
I don't
5?
know.
Knicks in 5 in the finals?
Yeah. Nah, Knicks in 7. I'll say that. Knicks in 7.
Do we want to, before we wrap the show up here, do we want to touch on the draft lottery from last night?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Crazy draft
lottery. I got conspiracies, yes.
Let Jay start this one off.
Yes. What's your conspiracy here?
I'm kind of stealing this from my great fellow co-host, Earl. He cooked last night with this conspiracy. Cooked. So, the Dallas Mavericks end up trading Luka. They give the Lakers their reset. And then Adam Silver like, you know what, man? I got you. Try a lottery night. Let me give you the number 1 pick, Cooper Flagg. You do what you do with the pick. Keep him or trade him. Do you get a fresh reset? Thank you for helping out the Lakers. Here you go. I can't see any other outcome of how last night turned out. They had a 1.8% chance to get the number 1 pick, and they got it.
It's happened before.
The 4th lowest odds ever to get the pick. I forgot the other. They're all in like before the 2000s. The other ones.
No, well, okay, I forget what the number one was, but one of them was Derrick Rose in 08, or the Bulls in 08. They jumped up to get Rose. So you want to talk about conspiracy
Patrick
theory.
Ewing is
That's
one
a
of them.
conspiracy theory. Chicago getting
Patrick
Rose
Ewing is a huge one, yeah.
And then Cleveland
was
in
good,
2014 to get, or 2013 to get Anthony Bennett.
Look, I'll say this, guys.
Yeah, the top one was
this was absolutely rigged, and I'll tell you exactly why. It is rigged.
Is anyone else? Earl, is Earl's mic quiet for anyone else, or is that just?
Yeah. Oh, can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay, bet. I was gonna say the NBA is 100% rigged. This is what happened. Adam Silver was upset because we need a new face of the NBA loading. Like, I know we have the Ants of the world, we have the Shays and stuff like that, but they need a fresh face in a huge market. How do you do that? You get the next best player, top 5 player, and get him on the Los Angeles Lakers. Nico Harrison becomes the fall guy. This is true. This is the truth. When the Lakers have a top player in the world, it's good for NBA, just like it's good for the NBA when the Knicks are playing great, which you guys are playing right now. It's just a fact. They need these markets to stay the top of the top, just like the Celtics. The Celtics having Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. That's great for the NBA and narratives. The last couple of seasons, Lakers have come up short multiple times. I feel like Adam Silver, he made the call, hey, Nico, man, go ahead and take this fall from me. I got you in the draft. You're going to get a reset. Number 1 pick. I see Max, I think he put something in our chat. Already a better defender than Luka. Boom. You want a defense, Nico? Nico, we're going to give you a two-way player who can go out there and give you 25 plus 30, and he's going to lock up 1 through 5. We got you. And that's what happened. So there's no way you can convince in the world that it's not rigged.
So
Omar wanted the Spurs so bad.
Oh, so you could take that one chip, yeah. And you were so close.
Well, okay. We need there was a clarification before this, because Omar, you said that the Spurs were going to jump up 13 picks, meaning you thought that the pick that
14th was going to be. Yes, I was wrong. I eventually did change that though. Okay. I eventually said that 6th pick will end up in the top 4. Okay, I did change that. I did. We could go back. I said that 6th pick. Yes.
Can we talk about Philly getting a top 3 pick?
I
love it.
Damn, bro.
I was so scared lucky, Philly was going to get number 1. I was like, if Philadelphia gets
I was praying Philly got Cooper Flagg. I was praying that they got Cooper Flagg.
Why,
I think it would be great for bat. I think it's a perfect market for them.
Dude, so he wouldn't have to be in the West.
No, that too. Okay, look. The last thing we need.
I don't want him in the East either.
But look, Max, does the West right now need another star? We just got Wemby over here.
No, they don't.
We didn't need
him.
Let's be completely honest. The NBA didn't need the Mavericks getting Cooper Flagg. They more likely, I would rather him be on the Sixers. That gives the Sixers more flexibility. They can do whatever they want with Joel Embiid. Keep him. I think he'll be a great fit next to Cooper Flagg. And you have a complete team. That's a team to me. I feel like a veteran team that's missing like one really good, energetic, youthful piece. He can play defense. He can score. He has veterans and Paul George to kind of help him at that small forward position as far as development. He's got Joel Embiid as his big mentor as well. Like, he's got a lot of people in that locker room can help him out. Same reason why I love Jared McCain going over there to Philly as well, because you got Tyrese Maxey, kind of not at the similar build, but at that guard position as well. I just felt like that was a good spot for him.
So who do you think is going to get taken at 3 then?
I don't know. Probably
it's Ace.
Who's going to go number 2?
I think if the Spurs keep the pick, it has to be Ace getting drafted, because the Spurs don't need a guard, I feel like.
That's true. They do low key.
Is Dylan Harper like the consensus number 2 though?
Or is he not? It's like top 5. I think
you can't pass on Dylan Harper at 2, but unless you're trading. They just have to trade the pick. This has trade potential all over it. Like, Dylan Harper is
where they get Giannis. Is this where the Spurs land Giannis with this number?
Yes, Max. You're on the same wavelength. We're on the same wavelength now.
Yeah.
Like, they have no other choice, because if you don't draft or if you don't trade for Giannis, you have to get Dylan Harper. He's a 6'6" point guard. He can play next to Fox, next to Castle. CP3. Do we think CP3 is going to be there next year?
He'll probably be there, but he's not a priority.
They'll play like guards.
They'll give him 10 minutes.
So wait, hold on.
CP3, Stephon Castle. Who else?
That's it. Did you say Vassell?
Devin Vassell,
Blake Wesley.
They may take Harrison Barnes.
They trade whoever they can.
Oh, you're talking about in a trade. I was like, what?
Yeah, they may take Harrison Barnes. Let's be because he has a bigger contract.
Barnes is a game changer.
No, it's not a game changer, but it's a contract. You put it there for a contract. That's the type of deal that they have to make. Greg Popovich gonna cook. I don't care. Greg Popovich gonna cook, and he's gonna get Giannis.
Wise, there's no way you pass on Harper. He has his floor is like K potential.
I mean,
and then he can be better than that.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you because Greg Popovich has been a really good rookie guy. I'm not gonna lie, he's been a rookie guy. Like he's played with players they're almost like their entire career, as I look at it. Like he's been in the league for over a decade, so way over a decade. Way over a decade. Yeah, way over a decade. But it's only a testament to him and his love for basketball. So
yeah,
I understand it, and now that Giannis said he's open to package, open to going somewhere else, that's going to be the whole dialogue of the summer. Like, where's Giannis going to go?
Unfortunately,
Giannis? If you're the Spurs, do you even
Yes.
Do you even?
Yes.
Do you need to?
Yes. That brings them up at least 5 spots from where they currently were.
Oh,
at minimum.
But
at minimum.
De'Aaron Fox is what, 26?
You have one of the best. You have a top 10 point guard in the league. You have one of the
top 10 player. Wemby is a top 10 player when you
No, okay, yes, you're right. Top 10 player in the league. You have a top 10 point guard in the league in De'Aaron Fox. And then you have another top 5 player in the league in Giannis Antetokounmpo. You trade that pick. Pick.
It's not just the pick. It's probably Stephon Castle. It's
good. I would trade Stephon Castle. I'm sorry, I would. I would trade Stephon Castle. I would trade the number 2 pick. I would trade Harrison Barnes for contract filler, and I would even add 3 picks to that. On top of that,
for the love of the NBA, veto that thing. Veto it to the moon and back, and then veto it again, and then approve it, and then veto it again.
So, all right, I got a proposal. I just came up with this.
Okay.
So, what if Nico Harrison is in his bucket?
There's no
we trade down. We trade down.
It actually came out earlier today that they will not be doing that.
Bro, he traded Luka. I don't want to hear shit from him.
That is
so listen.
I'm not believing reports.
That's fair. You know what? That's fair.
They trade down.
I mean, they said it was all of a sudden.
Why not trade down? You can get De'Aaron Fox in that trade. Kyrie Irving's not playing this season. You guys need a point guard. Ask for Fox, number 2 pick. Why would the Mavs not do that? They don't need a Cooper Flagg right now. They need a point guard.
Legitimately,
that's everything they have everything but a point guard. Right
yeah, that's
legitimately.
True.
And this is Nico Harrison would not survive trading Cooper Flagg after Luka.
Oh yeah, no.
Exaggerating. Yeah. After what the Mavericks just did to that poor man for trading Luka, there's going
to be a bounty on his head. There's going to be a bounty on his head.
If anyone would do it, it's him, though, right? If anyone.
I feel like because now he just made that mistake. He's not.
Nico could do the funniest thing ever.
0% chance. He just got gifted a golden opportunity on a chance. You don't get second chances in life very often. He just got the second chance to have a generational talent on his team, and if for no other reason than to protect himself and his livelihood, he will not be making that move. 100%.
I'm honestly down for it, bro. I'm down for the storylines. Obviously, we need like a 24-hour security team. There's only 2 places.
Yeah, there was somebody.
There literally only be 2 places in the world he's safe. Wherever he made the next trade to Cooper Flagg and Los Angeles, he's safe in Los Angeles. He can go anywhere in LA. He's getting free drinks. He's giving free food.
I saw this TikTok earlier. Mavs fans, do not get ahead of yourselves. Lakers fans, I am not saying this is going to happen. Earl, if you need to keep your ears closed, it's going to be preposterous to hear, so just hear me. I saw it earlier. A Mavs fan was going crazy online talking about Nico Harrison, make it happen. Bring 40-year-old LeBron to the Dallas Mavericks and pair him up next to Luka. I mean, not Luka, I'm sorry. Kyrie and AD. And then give him Daniel Gafford in the first round pick.
I'm saying that right now.
That's way too much for LeBron.
I'm taking it.
I know the Lakers are taking it right now.
I'm taking it right now and running. You told me to cover my ears. I'm taking that right now and running.
LeBron is not.
LeBron?
What pick in this draft is LeBron equivalent?
Bro,
let's
LeBron
say no contracts are a factor. Let's just say, what pick would you not trade for LeBron? Like, would you trade the 5th pick for LeBron straight up right now?
Yeah.
Like, you would give up the 5th pick to get Bron.
LeBron is on a 1-year rental. I'm not trading anything for him, man. It's gonna be a 1-year rental.
30th pick in the first round for LeBron.
Yes, easily. Anything 15 and down, I'm trading for LeBron right now.
But top 10, you're holding on to.
Yes.
No. Yeah, top 10, I'm holding on to.
Yes.
Anything after that, I don't care.
All right, never mind.
But I'll add to that. I'm doing that deal in a heartbeat, bro. Like, I know Lakers fans know, NBA fans know, LeBron James has maximum to me 2 years left in the NBA. So if I can get Cooper Flagg,
been saying that for 2 years.
If I can get
We've been saying that for a minute.
No, you, not we. I've never said that before. Me.
2 years away.
I'm saying right now that he's 2 years away. This is me putting my Earl.
LeBron's got like 2 more years in him. 5 years later.
And that's okay.
Like
he's played a great career.
3 years away.
He's gonna retire being a 20+ point game per score, almost averaging a double-double, and that's cool. So I think he gives this thing one more try, see how it looks this year with the reconstructions, whatever, and then he can retire well. So
I'll tell you one person who was really probably the happiest person, probably second behind Nico Harrison, but the second happiest person at the lottery results has to be Adam Silver, because he created or he altered the way that the lottery works, and he flattened the odds to incentivize exactly this, with the hopes that this would happen, that the Washingtons, the Utahs, and the Charlottes of the world who sold their seasons away to tank don't even get top 3 picks. And teams that tried to be competitive, I mean, Philly tanked at the end of the season, but like the Mavericks tried to be competitive, the Spurs tried to be competitive, Philly tried to be competitive for most of the season. Those are the teams getting the first picks. This is absolutely what Adam Silver wants to see. I don't think he raked it. I just think he has the odds in such a place now where we kind of just have to get used to these 1.8, 2.5, 3% teams winning the lottery. I think that's kind of becoming the norm, not because it's rigged, but like the worst teams in the league have a 14% chance. That's really not that much.
Who are the top 4 picks again? Can somebody say that? I know the first.
I think the worst 3 teams in the league get 14, 14, 14. And from there, it's like 12.5, 11.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But it's Dallas, it's the Spurs.
The 76ers and the Hornets.
Yeah, it was the Hornets 4th, then Jazz 5th, Wizards 6th.
Yeah.
It is the only 4 teams in the lottery that legitimately didn't tank.
I mean, Charlotte tanked.
Charlotte, fair.
But 3 of the 4 teams did not tank.
I will say
you can
really say
tanked.
I think you can really say 4 because Charlotte, they had all those injuries towards the end.
That's what I'm saying.
And Brandon Miller got hurt. And Brandon Miller got hurt like earlier into the season as well.
That's what I'm saying. Those are legitimately only teams
going into this year
injury and are only lower because they suffered an injury.
But I'm saying it wasn't to the level of a Jazz or a Wizards level of tanking. I feel like for the most part, they were actually trying to win games, but
they were.
The Jazz
just didn't.
You could make a legitimate case for every single one of those teams.
The Jazz were fine.
They had a more competitive season than they had if they had all their players at 100% health.
CTE team in Charlotte doesn't deserve a pick.
But it's like, this is why Adam Silver did this to the odds, so that teams like the Jazz.
I just find it so suspicious now. That is weird. I made that connection, and now it's weird.
You know how mad people would be if we had our picks still this year and that was us?
Oh, imagine if the Spurs had both picks. Everybody would be screaming.
Exactly. The people walked away from the Spurs getting Wembanyama and Cooper Flagg. And I know that's what Omar said, but like facing that reality,
it was so close.
I don't want to be in the
It was so close.
Did you see how this could have been? Jay, how do you feel about it? The fact that it really could have been the Bulls with the number 1 pick.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a crazy.
It was because of that one game or something like that. With the I watched that video by Kenny Beecham.
Yeah,
he made a breakdown about it.
So mad.
Wow, that I would have never known about that, but man, that lore around that pick is heartbreaking for
literally a fucking coin flip. Flip.
I would
like,
be so
I wish
upset.
they should not have never released that. Like, that hurt me. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sorry.
Just reward.
He said it was the most hurtful
feeling since Derrick Rose work on that? Go home.
That was so. I felt so bad, bro. Like, not gonna lie, that's gotta hurt. Like,
I watched that video. I was like, wow,
yeah,
that's crazy.
We're still getting punished for Jordan gambling, man. This shit not cool, man.
Back in the day, before there was a lottery, before there was like any of this advanced number stuff, the NBA, the way they decided the number one pick, they just took the 2 worst teams in the league and they did a coin flip. That was it. That was your lottery. You and you come here, call ahead, winner gets first pick. And
maybe I should do that with MBD.
The Milwaukee Bucks were coin flipping against I believe it was the Portland Trail Blazers. Someone can correct me on that, but I think it was the Bucks against the Blazers. The Bucks won the coin flip, and they drafted a guy named Lou Alcindor, who would later be known as
AK one of the greatest ever.
So if you ever, I understand it was bad, Jay.
I have to say,
but at least he didn't lose out on Kareem.
He was Kareem before he entered the NBA.
No, he was still on Lou Alcindor.
Was he? I got to double check that.
Was.
I was told that he wasn't.
I don't know how long you guys wanted to go about the lottery, but do you guys think Philly keeps the pick? I have so many mock trades. Like,
yeah.
You think they keep their pick too?
I think they trade it. I think it's more likely that they trade in B than they trade in this pick.
Yeah,
because they can start off because they can actually make a case from starting off young.
Yeah.
From starting off young now and trading off Embiid and trying to get the most assets as they possibly can.
Maxey, McCain, and maybe Ace.
Probably
Ace.
Ace.
Doesn't sound bad.
It does not.
No,
you can do it. So are you guys a believer of Ace? I seen Ace I saw him at Rutgers in like 2 to 3 games this year. His ass can hit some crazy tough shots, but like he doesn't do anything else. He can give you 27, 0, and 0, and that's gonna be his stat line. Like he brings defense, he has length and all that stuff. But like, is he like a for sure 3 pick? There's a lot of good guys. There's like 7 good guys in this draft.
Yeah.
So do they miss out on trading or do they? I don't know. I don't know what Philly does because they're in a win now state. They're paying a couple guys some good money, so they have to win now basically. So does drafting an Ace Bailey right now help your chance of winning right now? Or does trading for a more established player come in, can fill the spaces that you guys currently lack in, especially at the small forward, power forward position? What do you guys do with that? I don't know what Philly does.
Personally, like the thing about Ace as well, like he was marketed as like this 6'10" Kevin Durant type build. I don't know if you guys seen today, it was reported that he's actually 6'7" and a half.
Wait.
So it was like
he's damn near a shooting guard, like shooting guard, small forward hybrid.
Yeah, like it's not like this 6'10" Kevin Durant type build. Like, no, it's more like I don't even know what to compare it to, like a 6'7" what? Jaylen Brown. How tall is Jaylen Brown? Like
6'7", 6'6".
Yeah. So yeah,
he just has a crazy arm reach and like he's lanky, but he's not as advertised. He's not 6'10". He's just not a baby Durant. He's his own player, and I just don't think drafting a guy like that now changes the course of Philly's season or future. Like he's a big buster or boom player. I don't know where we're gonna get from Ace.
Yeah.
I mean,
if Harper's there at 3rd, you take Harper though. Like you guys say, the Spurs keep their pick. They don't need Harper. They draft Ace. Philly absolutely has to take Harper at 3.
That would be a crazy steal. I think the most likely team to trade the pick is the Spurs if they do want to go the Giannis route. And I mean, listen, I understand it if the logic is you have Victor Wembanyama still with, I believe, 2 years left on his like rookie deal because I think it's a 4-year rookie deal. So you have him on his $10 million, $12 million deal for the next 2 years, which is a steal. And the way that the salary cap and the hard cap works now, if you have young players on that deal, you have to maximize that before because Victor's going to get a $78 billion extension. He will. So if your logic is we need to capitalize on this team now for the next 2 years when we're still paying Wemby pennies on the dollar, let's go get him Giannis and make 2 legitimate championship pushes. If that's your logic, I can understand that. I'm not going to say that's the smartest move in the world because I still think, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, like that has great. You talk about long-term potential for sure. But if you're just trying to maximize Wemby's rookie contract and say he's good, he's a top 10 player in the world right now, you pair him with a top 5 player in the world, like Omar said, you still have a top 10 point guard in the league in De'Aaron Fox, and you figure the rest of it out, you make it happen. So I can understand that. But I think if any of them top 4 trade pick, it's going to be San Antonio.
They can successfully actually make that bench look like Phoenix's, but then be a lot better than they were on Phoenix.
That's the only thing. Is like, do you want to risk becoming the next Phoenix? But
I fully believe that even with Giannis, like you can put a unit out there with like B-League guys and Giannis could like.
I mean, he almost dragged this Bucks team past Indiana.
Yo, you guys just reminded me of Phoenix, bro. We have so much to talk about this offseason, bro. All those guys
Phoenix will be in the headlines.
This shit is gonna be.
I think we'll talk about Phoenix.
This offseason is gonna be nuts, bro. I can't.
That's why I say like. This offseason will be absolutely spectacular for the Beyond the Backboard podcast.
It's going to be huge.
The content is just going to be thrown at us, bro. Like, I really hope
easily
the imbalance right now with the East and the West is like at an all-time high, in my opinion.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
I hope every single one of those guys go to the East. Like, we got to balance some shit out, bro.
No,
I agree.
Stay out West.
Nah.
Paolo, if you want to go to the West, go over there.
Get over there, yeah.
Mental, go back.
You lost me.
You're bugging.
Yo, I just have to
getting delusional now.
Wait, hold on. I just have to say one thing. Remember when Giannis said that one thing? He was just making shit up on the fly. He was like, "I want to see Luka on the Lakers, Jokic in Denver. I want to see somebody else somewhere in all the big markets." He already predicted one. Let's get the other going. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure to hit us up on Beyond the Backboard Podcast on YouTube. Also, join that room in the comment section, y'all. We're gonna build that room to something special, and then we're gonna start making our content over there, y'all. So make sure to join that content and make sure to join that room. And guys, we're gonna for people on YouTube. Our new schedule is going to be posting everything on Thursday, so it will unfortunately be 2 days later, but. Again, if you guys want to see our content 2 days early, be sure to join us on Playoff LAL. And again, subscribe to us on the podcast as well, because we're still going to be there anyway. TikTok and Instagram are still out there as well. Again, guys, thank you guys so much. Appreciate every single one of our fans. And peace.
Peace.
You guys are goated.